Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, quick question. When was the last time you woke up after a full night's sleep and still felt completely empty? Not just tired, empty.
That's a specific feeling, isn't it? And here's the thing. Researchers at the World Health Organization actually classify burnout as an occupational phenomenon, not just fatigue. It got its own ICD-11 diagnostic code in 2019. That's how seriously the medical community is taking this now.
Which means there's a real difference between needing a nap and needing something much bigger. And most of us are guessing wrong about which one we've got.
Exactly. And guessing wrong means you treat the wrong problem. Sleep more, still feel awful. Take a holiday, come back just as depleted. Today, we're going to sort out what's actually happening and what to do about it.
So let's start at the beginning, because I think a lot of people genuinely use these words interchangeably. Tired, burned out, exhausted. They just rotate through them like they mean the same thing.
Right, and that's the first problem. Tiredness, proper fatigue, is a physiological signal. Your body is asking for rest. You sleep, you recover. It's a closed loop.
Burnout is a broken loop.
Precisely. Dr. Christina Maslach at UC Berkeley, who basically wrote the book on burnout research, defines it across 3 dimensions. Emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, which is that cynical, disconnected feeling, and a reduced sense of personal accomplishment.
Depersonalization. That's such a clinical word for something that feels incredibly personal. It's when you stop caring about things you used to care about, right?
That's exactly it. And not in a lazy way, in a depleted way. The caring mechanism is just offline.
Here's the thing, though. That distinction is actually what stopped me from recognizing it in myself once. I kept thinking, I just need to push through. I'm just tired. But I had lost enthusiasm for things I genuinely loved. That's not tiredness.
And that's the diagnostic clue. Maslach's burnout inventory, which is widely used in occupational research, specifically measures that loss of engagement. Tiredness doesn't blunt your enthusiasm for meaningful things. Burnout does.
So how do you actually tell the difference in daily life? Because when you're in it, it's hard to see clearly.
Right, here's what I've learned. A simple but useful framework. Ask yourself 2 questions. First, does rest help, even partially? If a good night's sleep or a quiet weekend genuinely moves the needle, you're likely in fatigue territory.
And if it doesn't?
If rest barely touches it, if you're waking up dreading the day even after sleeping well, if connection with people you love feels like effort rather than relief, that's a signal you're beyond simple tiredness.
Y'all, I want you to actually sit with that for a second. Does rest help? That one question alone might shift something for someone listening right now.
There's also a temporal dimension worth mentioning. Tiredness tends to be episodic, tied to a specific demanding week, a project, an illness. Burnout accumulates slowly over months, sometimes years. Research published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology shows burnout develops in stages, often beginning with excessive commitment before collapsing into withdrawal.
Which is so counterintuitive. You burn out because you cared too much, not because you didn't care enough.
Brilliant point. The people most vulnerable are often the most conscientious, most driven, high performers, caregivers, parents running on fumes.
Speaking of caregivers, and I know we have a lot of people listening who are in that sandwich generation, managing kids and aging parents simultaneously, burnout in that population is genuinely under-discussed.
Dramatically so. A 2020 study in The Gerontologist found that family caregivers experience burnout at rates significantly higher than the general working population, and they're far less likely to self-identify it as burnout. They frame it as just what you do.
Which breaks my heart a little, because just what you do becomes a reason to never ask for help.
And that's where the nuance matters. Tiredness can be solved individually: sleep, hydration, rest. Burnout almost always requires structural intervention. Something in the environment, the workload, or the support system has to change.
This is where I want to gently push back on something, David, because I think that framing structural change required can actually paralyze people. Not everyone can restructure their job or their caregiving situation on a Tuesday afternoon.
That's a fair challenge, and I'd say the research actually supports both an approach. Dr. Michael Leiter, who collaborated extensively with Maslach, found that even small increases in perceived control and social support can meaningfully reduce burnout severity. It doesn't have to be wholesale change overnight.
Okay, I can work with that. So even if you can't change the load, changing how supported you feel can shift the experience.
Measurably. And that's not soft advice. That's based on longitudinal workplace data.
Let's talk practical. What do you actually do differently for tiredness versus burnout?
For tiredness, genuinely boring fundamentals: sleep hygiene, nutrition, movement. The National Sleep Foundation's guidelines on sleep duration are there for a reason. If you're consistently under 7 hours, you're not recovering properly. Full stop.
And for burnout?
3 things based on Maslach's framework. 1. Identify which of the 3 dimensions is hitting you hardest: exhaustion, cynicism, or lost efficacy, because the intervention differs. 2. Restore some domain of life where you feel competent and engaged, even if it's small and unrelated to the source of burnout.
Oh, that's such a good one. Pick up something that makes you feel capable again, even if it's just baking bread or finishing a puzzle.
Exactly. And 3. Don't isolate. Burnout makes human connection feel costly, but research consistently shows it's one of the most powerful recovery levers.
Y'all, if this is hitting home for you, and statistically, for a lot of you it will, please share this episode with someone who needs it. And if you haven't already, we'd genuinely love it if you liked and subscribed to the show. It really does help us reach more people who need this kind of conversation.
We mean that. More listeners means we can dig into more of this. Real talk, not wellness theater.
Okay, one more thing I want to name, because we'd be doing the topic a disservice if we skipped it. Burnout can look like depression, and depression can look like burnout. We are not diagnosing anything here.
Absolutely not. If what you're experiencing feels persistent, pervasive, and is affecting your ability to function, please talk to a healthcare professional. What we're discussing is the wellness continuum. Clinical depression is a different and serious condition that deserves proper support.
Said with full love and zero stigma, getting help is the most practical thing on the list. Okay, if you walk away with one thing today, let it be this. Ask yourself honestly, does rest help? Because the answer tells you which kind of tired you're dealing with. And knowing that means you stop solving the wrong problem.
Right. And if rest isn't helping, don't just push harder. That's the one intervention that reliably makes burnout worse. Something needs to change, even if it starts small.
We see you, we mean it, and we'll be back next episode. Take good care of yourselves, y'all.
And do try to sleep. Genuinely, 7 hours is not a luxury, it's infrastructure.
This show is part of the VoxCrea.AI system. If you want a show like this for your organization without building it yourself,
go to VoxCrea.AI and request a sample episode.